Hi, this is John Wilson. Today I'd like to share my thought on some short article I wrote a few days ago on Facebook. The title, Americans Need to Restore America. But before I doing that, because today I'd like to share three thoughts on three things, three myths in our society today, permanent everywhere in our society today. Lots of Americans, they make their decision inaccurately based on the false information. So I'd like to share that three messages for Americans to consider in the future action they take. First one is the message separation church and state. And I have here my good friend, Dr. Paul McGuire. He's a very respected theologian, right? Theologian, okay? And Dr. Paul McGuire is a very, very good friend of mine. We just had a wonderful dinner in a Korean restaurant just not long ago. And I'd like to get my Dr. Paul's take on the separation church and state to listen to his very in-depth analysis, and I'd like to give it to Dr. Paul to continue.
Our forefathers, when they discovered our country and wrote the Constitution, they wanted God into our government. They wanted God to be part of who and what we are in our decisions that we make. The separation of church and state was not a situation where there would be no church in the United States, but that our forefathers wanted to say there would be no state church. In other words, the government would not dictate how we would worship and where we would worship, that we would have the freedom to worship wherever. Even our Supreme Court above on the building has Moses holding the Ten Commandments. And so when we try to legislate out the Ten Commandments, and when we try to legislate the fact we can't have a nativity scene, that this is ridiculous because God has to be part of our country or it will fall apart.
Thank you, Dr. Paul. You know, if separation church and state is true, then why don't we ask our president every 4 years to place his hand or her hand on stone instead of a Bible during the inauguration ceremony? So because this is separated, the government should not have anything to do with the church, with the Bible at all. So that's a first myth I'd like to point out to my fellow American for you to consider in the future. The second myth I'd like to point out is that multicultural society is okay. We need to diversify. This country has to diversify, and we need to diversify in terms of different culture, different ethnic groups, and so forth. I disagree with that, because for multicultural society to work, is that the different ethnic groups need to honor the same social mechanism, the same political system. Now we have some ethnic groups, they want to form their underground government. And hopefully one day they will have a chance to overthrow our democratic elected government and establish their way of life. And so I don't think the multicultural society is perceived as a very effective way of governing the whole country as far as I'm concerned. That's the second myth. The third myth is a free for public education. Public school is not free. Your property tax pay for the budget of public school. And if you are the renter of the apartment, partial of your rent go to pay for the budget of the public school. On top of that, the regular solicitation for donation public school will add the bill higher, for the tuition bill higher for your children to go to. So I'd like to read that three messages for Americans to consider. My dear American friends, it's time for us to wake up consciously and make your decision on the right information. How do you think? Have a good day.
David, one
Yes.
other thing.
Yes.
Congress cannot open a session of Congress
Yes.
without prayer. It's
Yes.
the law.
Okay, you American friend, you heard me that, you heard my friend saying this. Okay, so make your decision on the correct information, not the wrong one. Have a good day now.